There is something on your kitchen counter or in your refrigerator right now that scientists have spent decades arguing about, misunderstanding, and finally, beginning to understand. It weighs almost nothing, it costs almost nothing, and according to a growing body of research published between 2024 and 2026, it may be one of the most complete foods on the planet. We are talking about the egg.
2 eggs, that is all. Not a supplement, not a powder, not a protocol with 12 steps. 2 ordinary eggs, eaten every single day. And what happens inside your body when you do that? Inside your brain, your heart, your muscles, your eyes, is more remarkable than most people ever imagine. This is what the science actually says.
In this video, we are going to walk through your body, system by system. We will look at what 2 eggs do to your cholesterol, and this may surprise you. We will examine what happens to your brain, and why one nutrient in the egg yolk is now being called a silent crisis for most of the world's population. We will explore your heart, your eyes, your muscles, and your immune system. And we will look honestly at who should be cautious. Because the truth about eggs is not simple. It is far more interesting than the headlines.
For more than half a century, the egg was treated as a villain. In the 1960s, as heart disease began rising across the Western world, scientists searched for a culprit. Cholesterol was the answer they found. And because eggs contain cholesterol, roughly 186 milligrams per yolk, the conclusion seemed logical. Eggs must be raising blood cholesterol. They must be clogging arteries. And for decades, that belief shaped how millions of people ate.
But science does not stand still. As researchers collected more data, as studies grew larger and longer, the picture began to shift. The relationship between dietary cholesterol, the cholesterol you eat, and blood cholesterol, the cholesterol circulating in your arteries, turned out to be far weaker than anyone had expected. For most people, eating cholesterol does not dramatically raise blood cholesterol. The body is not that simple, and neither is the egg. Here is how it actually works. Your liver produces cholesterol every single day because cholesterol is essential. It builds cell membranes, it manufactures hormones, it supports your brain. When you eat more dietary cholesterol, your liver compensates, it produces less. When you eat less, your liver produces more. This is called cholesterol homeostasis, and it is one of the most elegant feedback systems in the human body. For the majority of people, it keeps blood cholesterol levels relatively stable.
What actually raises LDL cholesterol, the kind we worry about, is not the dietary cholesterol in the egg. It is saturated fat. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition in 2025 followed 48 adults with already elevated LDL levels through 3 different diets. The finding was unambiguous. Increases in LDL were significantly related to saturated fat intake, not to the cholesterol coming from eggs. In fact, participants who consumed 2 eggs per day as part of a low saturated fat diet actually lowered their LDL cholesterol. What 2 eggs do consistently across multiple independent studies is raise HDL cholesterol, the good kind. HDL acts like a cleanup crew in your bloodstream, carrying excess cholesterol back to the liver for safe processing. Higher HDL is one of the most reliable markers of cardiovascular protection we know. It was not the egg causing the damage. It was what was cooking beside it.
Now we move into territory that surprises most people. Inside every egg yolk, there is a nutrient called choline. You may have heard of it, you may not have. But choline may be the most important nutrient you are not thinking about. It is essential for the structure of every cell membrane in your body. It is required to produce acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter that governs memory, learning, mood, and muscle control. Without adequate choline, your brain cannot function at its best.
Studies consistently show that higher choline intake is associated with better memory performance and faster cognitive processing. One large research program found that adults with the highest choline intake scored significantly better on verbal memory tests, the kind of recall you use every single day, remembering names, conversations, where you left your keys. 2 large eggs contain approximately 294 milligrams of choline, more than half the recommended daily intake for most adults.
For pregnant women, this becomes even more critical. Choline is directly involved in fetal brain development. It influences gene expression during the critical early weeks of pregnancy. It shapes memory capacity and stress resilience in the developing child, effects that researchers can measure years after birth. Yet surveys consistently find that fewer than 10% of pregnant women consume adequate amounts of choline. 2 eggs a day would dramatically close that gap. The signs of choline deficiency are subtle at first. Brain fog, difficulty concentrating, memory lapses that gradually worsen, mood fluctuations that appear to have no cause, muscle weakness, a fatigue that sleep does not fix. Over time, the consequences become more serious, including non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, because choline is required to transport fat out of the liver. Most people never connect these symptoms to a single missing nutrient at breakfast. In 2025, researchers published findings from a long-term study tracking adults over the age of 70 across multiple years. The finding was clear, and it was significant. Individuals who consumed eggs 1 to 6 times per week had a 29% lower risk of cardiovascular death compared to those who rarely or never ate them. 29%. For a food that costs less than $1 to prepare, that is a number worth pausing for. Part of this protective effect appears to come from HDL elevation, but research also points to another mechanism: inflammation. Eggs, particularly pasture-raised varieties, contain omega-3 fatty acids with well-documented anti-inflammatory properties. Chronic low-grade inflammation is now understood to be one of the primary drivers of heart disease, stroke, and depression. Reducing it, even modestly, creates compounding benefits over decades. 2 eggs a day quietly contributes to that reduction. The American Heart Association states that healthy adults can safely consume 1 to 2 eggs per day without adverse effects on heart health. Mayo Clinic echoes this, up to 7 eggs per week for most people. A 2025 review published in Science Direct concludes, current evidence indicates that dietary cholesterol from eggs has limited, clinically insignificant effects on cardiovascular risk for the general population. The verdict is not that eggs are dangerous. The verdict is they never were, for most people.
Let us talk about protein. Not all protein is created equal. Protein quality is measured by something called the Protein Digestibility Corrected Amino Acid Score, one of the most rigorous scientific measures we have. Eggs score nearly perfect on this scale. They contain all 9 essential amino acids, the ones your body cannot manufacture on its own and must obtain from food. This makes the egg one of the most bioavailable complete proteins on Earth. After the age of 30, humans begin to lose muscle mass. This process, called sarcopenia, accelerates with each passing decade, and its consequences are real. Weakness, falls, metabolic slowdown, frailty. The most evidence-backed strategy to slow it is resistance exercise combined with adequate, high-quality protein intake. 2 eggs provide approximately 12 grams of complete protein. They also contain leucine, the amino acid that directly stimulates muscle protein synthesis, the biological process of building and repairing muscle tissue. Research consistently shows that eggs eaten at breakfast reduce total calorie intake for the rest of the day. Not because eggs are magical, because protein and fat together are deeply satiating. They slow gastric emptying, they stabilize blood sugar, they reduce the hormones that signal hunger to the brain.
In clinical studies, participants who ate an egg-based breakfast consumed significantly fewer calories at lunch without trying and without thinking.
Inside the egg yolk, alongside the choline and the fat-soluble vitamins, are two compounds that most people have never heard of: lutein and zeaxanthin. These are carotenoids, pigments that accumulate specifically in the macula of the human eye. The macula is the small, central portion of the retina responsible for sharp, detailed central vision, the vision you use to read, recognize faces, and see the world with clarity. Age-related macular degeneration is the leading cause of irreversible vision loss in adults over 50 worldwide. It does not happen overnight. It accumulates slowly, over years, as oxidative stress and inflammation gradually erode the macula's protective cells. Lutein and zeaxanthin function as a natural optical filter and antioxidant shield. Multiple studies show that regular intake of these compounds significantly reduces the risk of developing macular degeneration. The same carotenoids offer meaningful protection against cataracts, the clouding of the eye's lens that affects hundreds of millions of people globally. Here's something worth knowing about lutein from eggs specifically. The body absorbs egg-derived lutein far more efficiently than lutein from spinach or kale, even though leafy greens contain higher total amounts. The fat in the egg yolk makes the critical difference. Eating eggs alongside vegetables improves the absorption of nutrients from both. The egg enhances the vegetables enhance the egg. Vitamin D, a hormone-like vitamin that most of the world's population is chronically deficient in. It regulates calcium absorption for bone density and structural integrity. It modulates the immune system. It directly influences mood regulation. Research links deficiency to depression, inflammation, and metabolic dysfunction. There are very few foods that naturally contain meaningful amounts of vitamin D. Eggs are one of them, providing around 44 international units per egg. Pasture-raised eggs from hens with outdoor sunlight exposure can deliver up to 3 times more. Your immune system is not a single organ. It is a vast, distributed network, constantly scanning, responding, and adapting. It requires specific micronutrients to function correctly: vitamin D, selenium, zinc, vitamin B12, vitamin A. Eggs contain all of these, not in the megadoses found in supplements, but in the balanced, bioavailable form that food provides, the form the body evolved to use.
Selenium deserves a moment of its own. It is a trace mineral, needed in tiny quantities, but profoundly important. Selenium is a core component of glutathione peroxidase, one of the most powerful antioxidant enzymes in the human body. This enzyme neutralizes free radicals before they can damage cellular DNA, damage that accumulates over decades and contributes to cancer, accelerated aging, and disease. One egg provides approximately 15 to 30 micrograms of selenium, depending on the quality of soil where the hen was raised.
Longevity research tends to be complicated. What extends life is rarely one thing. It is a pattern, a lifestyle, a collection of accumulated habits. The blue zones, regions where people consistently live the longest, healthiest lives, are characterized by whole, minimally processed foods consumed regularly over decades. In many of these communities, eggs appear as a quiet, consistent part of the diet. Not dramatically, not excessively, just present. Ordinary, reliable.
The fat in egg yolks is not something to fear. It is something to understand. Eggs contain both saturated and unsaturated fats, including omega-3 fatty acids. These fats are the raw materials for your body's steroid hormones: testosterone, estrogen, cortisol, and the hormones that regulate your metabolism. A diet chronically low in quality fat impairs hormone production in ways that often go unrecognized: mood instability, fatigue, reproductive disruption. Whole eggs support the hormonal architecture your body needs to function and thrive.
One of the quieter benefits of regular egg consumption is what it does to blood sugar. Eggs contain virtually no carbohydrates. When eaten at breakfast, they naturally replace carbohydrate-heavy foods that cause rapid glucose spikes followed by energy crashes. Research shows that an egg-based breakfast produces significantly smaller blood glucose and insulin responses compared to cereal or toast-based meals. For the hundreds of millions managing insulin resistance, this is not a small thing. Now, we must speak honestly about who should exercise caution. This video is not a prescription, it is information. For most people, 2 eggs per day is well tolerated and beneficial. But research suggests that people with type 2 diabetes may respond differently. Some studies show that high egg consumption in diabetic populations is associated with slightly elevated cardiovascular risk. The mechanism is not yet understood. If you have diabetes, this conversation belongs with your physician, not with a video.
A second group who should exercise caution: individuals with familial hypercholesterolemia. This is a genetic condition present in roughly 1 in 200 people in which the body cannot clear LDL cholesterol efficiently, regardless of diet. For these individuals, dietary cholesterol does have a meaningful clinical impact. Eggs may need to be limited or carefully monitored alongside medical supervision. If high cholesterol runs persistently in your family, if your numbers do not respond to dietary changes, ask your doctor about genetic screening.
How you prepare your eggs also matters. A poached egg is not the same as an egg fried beside processed bacon in salted butter. The egg is only as healthy as what surrounds it. Scrambled with vegetables, poached over whole grains, boiled alongside a fresh salad. These preparations preserve the nutrients and fit within an anti-inflammatory approach to eating. Extended high-heat cooking degrades fat-soluble compounds, particularly lutein and zeaxanthin. Gentle heat, simple preparation, consistent habit. That is the formula.
2 eggs every day. Your brain is receiving choline to protect memory and slow cognitive aging. Your heart is benefiting from HDL elevation and anti-inflammatory omega-3 fats. Your eyes are receiving lutein and zeaxanthin to guard the macula against degeneration. Your muscles are receiving complete protein with all 9 essential amino acids. Your immune system is receiving selenium, vitamin D, and vitamin B12. Your hormones have the fat they require. Your blood sugar is more stable. This is not a miracle food. It is a whole food, doing what whole foods do.
Before you eat 2 eggs tomorrow morning, know this: no single food transforms health. What transforms health is consistency, the quiet accumulation of daily choices, unremarkable in the moment, compounding over months and years, until one day you look back and realize the person you are is the result of the person you chose to be every ordinary day. Talk to your doctor, know your numbers, and take care of yourself. Don't wait for your body to start screaming.